We're getting into it. They're in the pick phase. No disconnects. The lobby is fine. LFG, we can finally get in the game.
Alrighty. So we were saying before the break, if you were listening, but I wouldn't blame you if you tuned it out because of the rehost. This match matters a lot for both teams. Both teams have a lot to prove. Parabellum, they want to recover from last week, and Honor, they want to prove they are as good, if not better, than the team we saw last stage. If they want a shot at playoffs, this is a stacked Group A, and they need to be on their game every single week. Now, I'd argue this map, neither team are going to get away with this easily. Even if one team jumps out to a lead, they have to stay on the gas pedal at all times, because both of these teams are very capable of making a comeback. Parabellum, they proved that to us last week. They were down quite bad against Okami, and they brought it back to win it out in OT. That is a team you're dealing against if you're Honor, and if you're Parabellum, you know exactly what Honor can bring to the table. You found it on Coastline last stage when a devastating loss was delivered. On Oregon, maybe there aren't as many unexpected elements as you might see on Coastline, but there certainly are a lot of possibilities for these teams to exploit, and we'll start things off on the basement. Honor on the defensive half to kick things off.
And of course, because the bans were Mira and Valkyrie, we might see a pretty utility-heavy game. Already, we're seeing Jaeger and Wamai brought out, along with the Smoke Shield and the Goyo. So plenty of pieces for Parabellum to try and slog through. They've got Capitao, so if they want to use him, they've got to clear those Wamai no matter what. But they do have plenty of projectiles, plenty of burn when it comes to the Zofia and the Hibana, as well as plenty of explosives with the Zof, Iana, and Maverick. So Parabellum, they've got the tools at their disposal. You just got to make sure they clean up from Clubhouse, because one of the issues Penguin talked about is that he wasn't happy with how they were clearing utility. He said, for example, you know, they would need an ADS cleared, and no one would call it. They just chuck a nade at it, and there you go. They suck up a nade. The utility clear was not being well coordinated. So if they've definitely focused on that in scrims and can translate that to game day, the utility play, while a headache, might not cause too much of a problem.
Yeah, right now, the only thing Parabellum are doing is just getting their first entry into the building. You aren't going to see a lot of actual pressure applied on this first floor. Honor, the only player they've got is on those back tower stairs and is already rotating down below. So no pressure on these top two floors. That means only 60 seconds are needed for Parabellum to get things started. Just compare this one to the previous matches we've seen, just the previous attacking attempts that we've seen. This just feels like a class above the rest. Parabellum are efficient, they're moving with purpose, and they're doing it very decisively. They've already gotten that security hatch open. They're already, as we can see here by Spirits, obtaining some intel of what they're dealing on with this first floor, or this basement site defense. Now it's just about dealing with it itself.
With the hatch already open, they at least have an angle down onto the site, and Sonar is maybe looking to breach open one of those E-Box walls. But there's someone tucked into Harry Potter, and if I'm not mistaken, that's Pox. That's something that Parabellum are going to have to be worried about. No, it's actually Oreo as the smoke tucked in Harry Potter. That's a little bit of an odd one. The barrel shield's still up as well. Parabellum, while having opened the hatch, haven't done a lot of util clear just yet. They'll open up a hole in the E-Box wall to make sure that Harry Potter is unplayable. A nade will go out to clear the Goyo shield, and Oreo, for now, he seems to be trapped, but he's actually able to get away with his life. I don't know how he was able to escape the hatch, but he did, and he'll be able to survive and use those toxic gas canisters as the round timer starts to expire. 40 seconds left. He's only got one left, and Parabellum will start to drop the E-Box hatch and make their ascent towards the site. They haven't taken Elbow just yet, but the kill comes through. Sonar onto Axe. Ferda will get the refrag onto Sonar, but Spirits finds Surf for the one-man advantage once again, and the plant is going down from Kool-Aid. The gas grenade will be hitting the Maverick, so he'll reposition over towards the corner, but the cover is here from Parabellum. All the attackers now inside the site and starting to flood through, but Penguin looks the wrong way. Ferda finds the kill, Eska refrags, Pox tries to come from the back, and he finds Spirits. The plant has gone down in the meantime, and Kool-Aid needs to hold on with just 1 point of HP. He's got the hallway, he's playing close on Diffuser. The long angle not being held by the defense. Kool-Aid can get the free frag right here. He's got to find the last one, but he doesn't check the angle. It's a 3K for Pox in the round clutch, and the first defense goes the way of Honor.
Well, if that round was any indication as to the kind of match we've got on our hands, I am very much looking forward to these next rounds. But in round number 1, I mean, nothing super out of the ordinary. It just came down to that flurry of engagements when Parabellum finally decided to make their push. It started in elbow. They wanted to pressure that player out. They wanted to get as much pressure going into that default plant as possible, and some really, really good smoke canisters. Oreo, first of all, his escape from Harry Potter is one thing to behold, but the fact that he was then able to use all of that utility to force Kool-Aid to plant in an uncomfortable position that not only forced Kool-Aid to relocate, it forced the entire team to restructure how they were covering in the plant. That allowed somebody to get a bit of flank off. You saw how the rotation in elbow was allowed to go down. And you saw how the kills just ended up going Honor's way with Kool-Aid left alone. There wasn't much he could do. Surprised that they didn't try to play together on Honor. You had one player on the defuse. The other player just kind of extended and away from the right positioning. That meant Kool-Aid could take 2 1v1 engagements. But unfortunately for him, he was not able to win them both. Only the first one onto the player defusing, and the second goes the way of Honor. They'll take the first round.
Yeah, well done by Pox. A big 3K for him. Actually, 3 for him, 2 for Ferda. I'm just now realizing as well. Between the two of them, all 5 kills in the round. Now they will go upstairs, still playing with the Goyo shields, playing with the Wamine, the Jaeger, but this time, instead of smoke, they've got an Aruni. So those gates, again, their task is going to be to suck up even more throwable utility, of which Parabellum are bringing a lot of. I will say, if it came down to... not only, even if Oreo gets away from E-Box, if Parabellum just go for that utility clear a little bit earlier, they may have been more comfortable when it comes to that push. So hopefully they don't let themselves lag behind too much on this round. Already taking in the tower. They spotted out that there is nobody here, and at the same time, they're going over towards Master, where the main brunt of that utility is positioned. Sonar looks like actually missed some of his X-Kairos, unfortunately for him, but now they're burning away any protection on the Goyo shield, and the Trophy Goyo goes down.
Dealt with the utility on the south side. Now they just got to deal with their entry in the north. That's going to be Kool-Aid's task, as the breaching torch from the Maverick will open up a hole here in the attic wall. Eska, being sure to cover any possible flank or rotation up the tower stairs, will join their teammate, as Kool-Aid has now nearly completed their task. Spirits will be droning in below, trying to figure out if any roamers look beneath Master. Any C4s could potentially be lobbed on up, but for now, it appears the entry point is clear, at least initially. You do have a couple of long angles being held over from dorms, and a couple of X-Kairos pellets will actually get wasted, so a little bit of a misplay there from Sonar, or in fact intentional if you know, he just wanted to extend that breach just a little bit further. But I suspect an extra line of sight would have also been beneficial. Now we're gonna see the nade come in from Kool-Aid as he lobs it on in through the attic. That'll get burned on out, but Penguin will make quick work of Pox. Well, I think was where was Pox exactly positioned? That would be your Aruni.
Over towards Master. Oh, he was playing Armory before. I don't see his corpse, but he's dead. Oreo, playing downstairs, gets the shotgun kill on the Spirit, so he can still use that C4 to his advantage. I don't know if this breach is open up quite enough for Sonar to make his way through, but he's watching for Ferda's rotate. But in fact, he doesn't even need to. Penguin just takes him out from the rappel as Axe refrags on the Kool-Aid. Another firebolt being sent out. That'll prompt Surf to rotate. Axe finds another one before Sonar refrags, and there's no more C4 for Oreo to play with either. Axe still has one in pocket. Sonar taking a lot of damage from below. He's downed by Oreo. That was just Penguin in the 1 versus 2. He's searching for Axe. He's able to find the kill. It's a triple kill for the IGL of Parabellum, and he'll start going for this plant. Oreo has no C4. It doesn't look like he has exact info either. He doesn't have the ping, and the plant will go down. He doesn't have enough time to reload the SMG-11. The shotgun shot will reveal his location as well. Penguin now playing behind red. He's got a shotgun to contend with. He cannot take this close fight. Oreo's going to take the time to reload. No, switch back to the shotgun. He's being very indecisive about which weapon he wants to use. But as he sprints into kids, he gets caught with his gun down. It's a big 4K for Penguin in the round for Parabellum.
A quad for the man himself and the round for Parabellum. That's one way to take it. Again, it's not the clean round that Parabellum were looking for. Honor putting on a clinic with how to defend that site from not only the site itself, from below. You saw Oreo with the shotgun in hand getting a great kill onto Sonar. I believe that was the Hibana who tried to get site control on her own, but it was not allowed to happen. But unfortunately, with Oreo off the site, Penguin knew, because that kill had happened, because the call had went out, that a kid's plant was very possible as long as the cameras were circumvented. If he's not being pinged, there's no shot. He could have been shot from below. He was not in a default plant spot. There are just too many places for Oreo to attempt to pre-fire with that shotgun. The plant goes down, and Penguin just played that really, really well. Oreo, I mean, he could just try to dance back and forth around those dorms, but with a shotgun in hand, you're only going to have one chance to have your gun up and to just click. Otherwise, Penguin is going to be quick, locking on your head and shutting you down. That's exactly how it happened. So Honor not able to take 2 in a row, but they will go to the same site twice in a row, trying to retake their glory on dorms.
10 seconds left.
Yeah, that was certainly a round that could have gone either way. Parabellum, they started off with good utility clear. It's definitely an improvement from last week. As they started to move through, Oreo denying from below and Axe inside of dorms killing 2 were nearly the saviors. Just Penguin happened to be better in his fights, getting 4 kills. Why has he not shot the cam? Is there someone in small that Penguin was running towards? I think Oreo was playing there. All right, that was weird that Penguin marked the default and then didn't actually break it. Maybe he's trying to set his team for like a sneaky play or something, or maybe, you know, he thought when he shot the cam, someone from the defense was going to be spawn peeking. Either way, that was a little bit odd. But Penguin will post up on the roof, or sorry, not on the roof, on the big window, while the rest of his team goes for, again, that standard pinch they played for last round.
Yeah, Honor not doing much to counter this, at least at the onset, although they should have a better idea of kind of how it is going to go down. I'm wondering if they're going to change anything or just roll the dice and try the same setup again. I mean, you said it, Harrison. I mean, it came down to the wire, could have gone either way. And Honor could just be playing for that flurry of engagements yet again. Early on, though, Surf is going to take a brunt of that damage, losing almost all of his HP in the process. I'm not sure exactly when he's been busy peeking right now. And yeah, again, Oreo just holding out the same position in security. Just got a shotgun in hand. He knows what he's got to do in terms of denying that plant, denying the jump into the big window. And Spirits is going to win that engagement with 1 HP remaining. That was a fight that looked like it was going to go Honor's way, but Pox was denied, and Penguin will deny another. 2 players, though, on Parabellum have 1 HP to their name, so Honor could quickly change this back in their favor as long as they get just 1 bullet whizzing in the right direction. Surf is low, so that's something to keep an eye on as well, as we can now hear the asphyxiating bolts go down, and the push now coming in from Spirits, not to mention Kool-Aid gets the plant down. Spirits, perfect coverage onto Axe. Oreo, the player who was stuck below, now tries to retake against 5. A nade at his feet, and 3 players approaching. Penguin will be the one to secure the kill. Oreo be no more, and Parabellum will take 2 in a row on the dorm site.
Much more dominantly. In the previous round, it was a pretty damn close 1v2 that Penguin ended up clutching out. This time, it was flawless for Parabellum. We saw earlier the damage Surf took was actually from Penguin sitting on big window. Penguin was looking through like tiny little slits in the bottom of the barricade and nearly caught Surf on the rotate. But ended up finding 2 kills of his own anyway. Spirits as well. Spirits' entry into Trophy was the round changer. That really opened things up for his team. It allowed them to flood Trophy because there was no one that could contest that Iana. And Penguin holding it down from the kids' dorms rappel, cutting off those rotations as the defense tried to salvage some sort of control, caught the last 2 players. Very well done by Parabellum, specifically Penguin and Spirits. And now they have to attack Laundry again. The only other site that's been played, and the only site that Honor has won.
Yeah, this one, I think Parabellum made a couple of missteps on their take. I think they didn't prioritize elbows soon enough, at least last time when they were on basement. That's what I'm talking about here. They left elbow for, I think, later in the round than they should have, and that gave Honor not only the chance to hold that position, but to use it to rotate around and be a really big thorn on the side of Parabellum. Even though site control did end up being secured and the plant actually did go down, the plethora of angles available to Honor to actually pinch back and go for the retake, it just was a little too much for Parabellum to deal with. And if they want to find some success, either they have to hope that Honor isn't playing as aggressively in elbow, or they just have to prioritize it a little bit sooner in the round once they've done all of their other steps. They're already getting underway just 30 seconds in. We saw that initial entry point over from that small tower side, working their way across, clearing their way towards security, towards freezer, just making sure they have all those options available to them in case they want to take from that opposite, that laundry side, instead of your standard E-box pillar take.
Penguin was very, very afraid of a possible run out from tower. You don't want to lose your Capitao that early like that. PB moving in from the west side as well, making sure that there's nobody by freezer. Well, by the freezer stairs, that is. Parabellum will be going for a very similar clear, once again opening up the E-box hatch, likely opening up the E-box wall to prevent any Harry Potter play. What I'm going to be looking out for this time is once that Harry Potter player is flushed out, is there someone from the attack to catch them? Because Oreo, in all honesty, should not have been allowed to get away. And Parabellum already halfway through this round. This is about the time where they started clearing that Harry Potter player and clearing the utility. They've really got to start to speed things up, but okay, Eska just decided to walk down freezer and found a kill, nearly finding Pox by the bomb chassis as well, but Axe swings through and finds that refrag. Another nade goes out to clear the shield. It's a 4 versus 4 leading to the last minute, and Parabellum with a very quick frag will now meet 2 deaths as Penguin gets destroyed on the staircase. In comes Spirits. He's able to find one, but Oreo trades him out, but Kool-Aid is right behind. A 2 versus 2 as it's just trade after trade from both of these teams. Kool-Aid and Sonar trying to push through the site. Kool-Aid has control of the hallway as well as the case. He could go for this plant very soon. Sonar is there to cut off, but Sonar is actually watching the supply double door rather than Kool-Aid's rotate. He's going to just plant right next to the open wall. Here comes the swing from Axe. Axe has no idea what's going on. Sonar shoots him in the back, and that's just Surf far and away from the rest of this attack. It's now a post-plant 1v2 for this Jaeger.
Surf now trying to retake, doesn't know which angle to check first, but will opt for the wash corner. He'll now go around and aim for the rotate instead, but back exposed to Kool-Aid, and he will make quick work of that final player. And Parabellum, despite another back and forth round, they will correct their mistakes and prevail on the basement bomb site. Now, you presented a perfect situation where it really could have gone either way, Harrison. We saw Kool-Aid in laundry with full control of the site. But then we saw Sonar, the Habana, locked over in freezer, not quite in the ideal position to cover the plant. The big difference there, and the reason that situation didn't go horribly wrong, is they had some intel to work with. They knew there was a player isolated on that pillar side. I'm not sure if they knew exactly where Axe was tucked, but if they did, they made a perfect decision, because Kool-Aid just goes for that plant knowing Axe has one of 2 options. Go for that rotate around the long hallway, or go for the rotate inside of laundry itself by the washing machine. Of course, that was Axe's decision, and he immediately got shot in the back. Knowing the other player was stuck on that far pillar side, Sonar took a more aggressive angle, at least for the meantime, locking that angle off and allowing the plant to go down. Had they not identified Axe's position, that could have been a disaster, because you didn't have the coverage on Kool-Aid that he needed. There could have easily been a swing from that laundry rotate that would have changed the course of the round. But some good intel, some good communication from Parabellum, it gave them the round.
10 seconds left before insertion.
Yeah, the trades going back and forth and back and forth. I don't know who's going to win that round, but the fact that Parabellum started the trades off meant that they were constantly fighting forward. Honor were constantly fighting from behind. And now it's a 3-1 advantage. I mean, on your attacking half of Oregon, you've pretty much already secured a good half if you're on the attack. 3 points? That's great. If you can get any more, then that's just putting yourself in an even more winnable position come the defense. And Honor, I don't know. Going laundry again? I mean, they might be confident in their hold. I don't know. Okay. There's two ways you can take this. Either they're confident in their laundry hold because they've already won it once and they figure that, you know, if a couple gunfights go a different way that last round, they could definitely still win it. Or they're not as confident in meeting or dining. So you could argue either way. I'm sure, you know, Axe was confident in Oregon yesterday, so maybe they're still confident on those other two sites. But, you know, no matter which way laundry goes, I imagine they're going dorms next anyway, and we're just not going to see those other two sites.
Yeah, that's probably more likely. I mean, they're just jumping back between them. Parabellum aren't giving them enough comfort to say, you know, one of these sites is better than the other, but they're also not winning the rounds handedly enough to make Honor go, let's avoid them completely, right? If Parabellum are winning a round tremendously on dorms and basement, then maybe we'll see Honor change things up, go to the tertiary, quaternary bomb sites, but right now it is simply just, can Honor win out when the flurry of engagements, when the trades go back and forth, are they going to be able to win or just get the advantage in one of those situations? I mean, that's exactly what they did in round number 1. I mean, it played out the same way as most of these rounds have so far, except when it came down to just the scoreboard lighting up, it was Honor who had the slight edge. But right now, nobody has a real edge. We've got all 10 players still in this fight and only about 60 seconds to go. I think Parabellum expected this one to be the upstairs site, and because they're wrong, they've slowed down just a little bit more. Penguin, he'll be the first player to take a fight because Surf really wanted that kill. He'll pay the price, but Spirits will pay it right after. Pox with a good shot there. He'll get quickly answered, though, by Kool-Aid. Eska finds another, removing Furta from play, leaving Oreo and Axe to fend for themselves. The Toxic Babes will obscure Parabellum's vision. It will not allow them to push in. It will also get a little bit of damage towards the Wamai as Axe now rotates around towards Freezer, gets one. Little does he know there was one player tucked in that corner who is rotating behind him. It's Eska, who will now go that kill in the long haul. Oreo gets one with the shotgun, now a 1v1. Eska's got to be careful to close range with the shotgun, but Eska trades it out! Oh my goodness, Oreo gets the trade in the closing moments, and Honor will barely skirt by with a basement win.
Wow. That is not how I expected that round to end. Parabellum, it looked like, in the early stages of that execute, they had everything going for them, right? They had laundry control, they had people barreling down Freezer, they trade off 1 for 1, and they get 2 picks in a row. That was a 2v4 for Oreo and Axe. But that latter player, Axe, never being pinned down, he remained elusive and was a huge part of why they were able to win that round. It looked like no one from Parabellum ever knew where he was. That's how it felt.
Yeah.
I believe he got 1 kill amongst the scuffle before. Freezer takes out Sona. That leads Eska to double back to try and find the refrag. And as Eska doubles back, Axe pushes up the long hallway to get a kill into laundry. And I believe I think he actually downed one of the other players with a revolver, and it was Oreo who just finished him off. So that was huge from Axe. And of course, Oreo in the 1v1, the SMG-11 that close, makes sense that he was able to trade out like that. So Honor hold on. They don't let the lead of Parabellum go too far ahead, but still, PB are in the lead. And one more round, I mean, if they take a 4-2 attacking half on Oregon, that's huge.
Yeah, I'd be quite concerned for Honor if that were the case. Parabellum on defense here. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen it before personally, but I would be terrified to be up against it. Honor really looking for this last one, but they're going to choose to do it on a site that they have not had success on yet. They're going to dorms, which, if you recall, in both rounds 2 and round 3, they tried it. And in back-to-back rounds, Parabellum prevailed. And right now, we are seeing the very same Parabellum approach that we've seen round after round. You'll have both Kool-Aid and Eska come from the north and open up attic, while Eska is sure to watch the flank, and Kool-Aid opens up this angle. And from the other side, you've got Spirits, Sonar, and Penguin, who are applying pressure on the master side and over towards Big Window. We eventually will see Penguin probably rotate over towards that Kids window, where he's found several kills so far, and look at that. The timing, he'll be there to apply some pressure and ensure that the flanks are cleared on out. So Parabellum are changing up pretty much nothing here. It really comes down to what Honor want to do instead. Looks like Pox will find the opener with the knowledge that Sonar was approaching from Master. Looks like quick work has been made of the Hibana. Good thing is, at least for Parabellum, there is a rotate open. The question is it big enough?
I don't know if that's actually big enough to move through. So at the very least, it's a sight line. Kool-Aid staring down the Goyo. Axe will actually win that fight, and Eska gets caught with his utility out. A C4 to finish him off, just to add insult to injury, I guess. The pistol out, he finds Penguin too! Axe goes huge, holding on to Attic, and that leaves Spirits in a 1 versus 5. Nearly undoable, 1 minute left, but if there's anyone in this lobby who's gonna clutch it, it's him, but he doesn't even have the chance. It's a C4 from below to give Honor a flawless round to end the half. It's 3-3, both teams tied.
Well, our talk about a 4-2 split looks like doesn't even matter, because Honor are gonna wrap things up on their defense, finally taking dorms, doing it exceptionally well, and they will send us into half number 2. Parabellum now switch over to the defense. And, you know, maybe we would consider they have the advantage here. 3 rounds on attack is still pretty solid. But, you know, 4 rounds is certainly convincing. 3 rounds may just be kind of the Oregon that we've seen nowadays, especially in the upper echelons, Pro League, Challenger League. It is really going to come down to how Honor can chain together some attacks. Good thing for them, they're familiar with the basement. They've been here twice now, and now they're going to get the chance to attack here in round number 7.
Jonah, are you seeing what I'm seeing?
I might be.
Ah, no, mine doesn't have the shotgun. I thought he was on a shotgun. Man! Damn it, Zach.
Still an Ella, though. That's fun.
It is still an Ella, and he's got a shield. Interesting that they didn't take the alibi or something, because usually, right, if you need another shield, it's like a Frost or an Echo or an alibi. I feel like Ella is towards the bottom of that list. Hey, maybe Spirits just really likes the Scorpion. Who knows? Either way, they've got 2 shields, and they don't have the Goyo for whatever reason, and we already see something different from Parabellum's attacking lineup to Honor's. Honor are only running one, I guess we'll call it, I don't even know what to call it. Basically, instead of Capital, they have Nomad. I don't know what I was going to try and say there. They're still running the 2 Hard Breachers, they're still running the Zof Iana, but they don't have that Capital. Parabellum were making pretty good use of him in the rounds they won. Maybe a little bit left to be desired in the rounds that they lost, of course. But it's also interesting that Honor want to play with the Nomad rather than the Zero, just because they're a very good Zero team. I guess, you know, maybe it's just the map. I know for a fact, you know, Oregon doesn't really lend itself to a Zero as much. PB have also got a pretty intricate roam setup that Honor are going to have to try and pry through. It's supplemented by Mute Jammers. Luckily for them, there's no Vigil or Mozzie, so it's not the toughest thing in the world to drone. There's also a Rooney Gates left up to supplement it. So at the very least, they're going to have to dedicate some utility to it that they're not going to have for the site push.
Well, the initial take, it's following Parabellum footsteps, and a little bit of aggression, though, from Parabellum will get in their way, or at least it'll take out that Gemini clone as it walked on in through security. They will take control of security. They'll take control of that freezer side. Kitchen and dining all under Honor control, and now meeting as well. And likely these hatches are going to be opened soon after. Pox taking the initial job of ensuring that this tower side is clear. But at this point in the round, all of Parabellum have retreated and reside on this first basement floor. Oreo will be the player to pressure over on this laundry side, possibly opening up that hatch, but Axe is going to take up that role instead as we cross that 60-second mark. Some mute jammers getting in their way and hindering the progress that Honor would like to make towards this freezer side. It really looks like they do want to go for this laundry-sided south side execute rather than more of a pillar take, but they are spreading as much of this manpower as they can to make sure they can pressure from all angles.
Fur to get the first pick in the site onto Kool-Aid as he actually makes his way all the way down Freezer. So an early man advantage, well, not early, but I guess early in the execute phase for Honor. And there's someone literally right around the corner. Furta knows this, but he's still going to lose the swing to Penguin as he's flushed out of his position. Another one for Penguin as he drops Axe. He's holding on to Freezer as best he can. Spirits with the Ella is another one. Oreo will try and bait out the nade against Penguin, and Penguin will finally lose his life as Pox moves in and finds Sonar, but Eska is there with the refrag. It's a 1v2 for Oreo, pistol out, trying to find something. There's someone down the hallway, though. Spirits finishes him off long range with the Scorpion, and Parabellum, they hold on and take their first defense.
These rounds have been so close. I mean, every single one is coming down to these last few kills. Looks like both of these teams have that similar style, that similar pace to the round, and they really end their attacks in the very same way. It's going to be a 25-second push. Maybe a kill happened before then, but if not, the same thing happens regardless. The onslaught into sight, the trades are coming out. Both of these teams look exceptional. Honor, I've got to give it up to them. They're playing really well, and as much as many people would think they would be outclassed, especially on a map like Oregon, they looked good on the defense for sure. Maybe the easier side of the things here on Oregon, but they looked good on their first attacking round. Yes, they didn't come out with the win, but that is definitely a great way to make sure Parabellum respects you and takes all of these engagements with as much care as they would, like you said earlier, Harrison, against like an SSG Oregon, because that is the kind of playstyle that Oregon or that Honor are bringing. That's the kind of intensity they're bringing right now, and it's really great to see.
Yeah, Honor being able to go in a lot of these rounds pretty toe-to-toe with Parabellum is impressive to say the least. And Parabellum,
Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb and defuse it.
they've got a castle to help facilitate this downstairs hold. So, doesn't matter if it's laundry, doesn't matter if it's dorms, they will still be roaming in kitchen. And now, they have both castle and the Aruni. More utility absorption. Malusi over towards bottom white as well will be shot out pretty early on by Surf, who is unfortunately right now going 0-6. That's not great for an entry player, but, you know, his team is only down by 1, so he's still got time to wake up. Hopefully, it's either this round or soon. Honor seem pretty focused on clearing out these players. They really don't want to get C4'd or shotgun from below, and they are dedicating, it looks like, most of their players in utility to getting these guys out of kitchen.
This has got to be the priority, because even on this top floor, you wouldn't think that all this kitchen presence is that impactful, but when you look at the utility that they bring, if there's a shotgun in hand, if they've got some pre-placed angles, we have Eska with, of course, those impacts, who's likely already prepped those different plant spots they want to deny from below. If you're Honor, you have to make sure to deal with that before you really get much of an execute going. The thing Parabellum did really well in their attack was isolate that bottom player, attack the site anyway, and force them to rotate up a little bit late. So we could also very well see a similar style of attack from Honor. It's just about, when it comes down to the wire, what they want to do. We'll see them getting open this attic wall a bit later than we saw from the Parabellum side of things, but it will get done regardless, and a good bit of damage will be dealt as well. Penguin will take a quick little look out towards that main double window, and he will take quite a bit of damage as a result. Good bit of attacking presence now building up on this dorm side. Pox on the white stairs. Great crossfire in the middle of the site. Everyone building up for what looks like a west side take.
Parabellum with a crossfire in the middle of the site as well. In fact, the games wall is open. Pox is going to land a nasty shot on a Kool-Aid. Sonar refrags with the gas canister itself, but Surf answers back to keep the man advantage for Honor. A 3 versus 4 with 2 members of Parabellum very lit up. In comes the push from Axe, making sure there's no one by the corner. Penguin gets finished off as Eska trades, and the plant is going down. Another gas canister comes out from Sonar, but he doesn't know where the plant is. And no, Ferda actually finds both. Eska whiffs his shot, and Honor take the attack on the dorms.
Well, it's that same theme we saw on the Parabellum dorms attacks. They don't care about the bottom players. They send it into the site, winning their on-site engagements, and then that results in isolated roamers. And when you isolate those roamers, when you have site control, there is almost nothing they can do on the retake. Parabellum did it brilliantly when they attacked. Honor did it brilliantly when they attacked that last round, and neither defensive team seems to have a remedy for it. Parabellum, despite knowing where all of that pressure was coming from, Eska didn't rotate up those white stairs until the last possible moment. I'm not sure if the Malusi wanted to maybe try to play some vertical, although there was no C4, no shotgun, nothing really other than just hoping some angles and attackers were exposed. Regardless, a late rotate resulted in the death of the majority of the Parabellum roster. Nothing Eska could do. Honor will take it and equalize us at 4-4, and Parabellum, they want nothing to do with that top floor site any longer. They'll switch things up.
They'll go to meeting. This is a site that we did not see played at all from Honor whatsoever. Obviously, when it's meeting, you're gonna have people upstairs. Parabellum obviously dedicating a few people up here. Spirits, Penguin supporting with those mute jammers. Eska likely playing upstairs as well. They've got a lot of reinforcements up here, and the tower is actually open for a rotate. So, hey, maybe one of these defenders is going to be playing inside of tower as well. Surf has already been taking a lot of damage. I have no idea by who. Maybe Kool-Aid, since he is the only other player with damage on him. The Ana drone comes in to initially scope out the upstairs. Kool-Aid white reinforces off split. But either way, Honor, curiously enough, they're setting up their attack towards a master clear and actually bottom white. Are they just going to try... Are they just going to try and go for kitchen?
They're really... I mean, right now they're pretty spread out, right? They've got people towards master.
Yeah.
They've got somebody white. They've got somebody dining. They've got people just about everywhere. But at least they're making it look like this is going to be a standard master take. Except the manpower they're actually putting towards this is, I don't know, a little bit light. You'll have Ferda go on in with the Gemini clone, figuring out what you're dealing with. Actually spots out 2 players, so a lot of intel for just that one piece of utility. 2 players in that master side, and they probably suspect there's 1 player lurking over in kids. They know there's 3 here. Are they going to go for this direct clear, or are they going to circumvent this right now? Seems that they're repositioning, so they do want to go for this clear. Got to be careful, though, because as you already highlighted, Crow, Surf already taking a good bit of damage and needs to be careful as to this approach. We'll have more drones coming on in. Seems that Honor's not quite confident in the information they already have, but they need to get something going here. We got the minute 15 mark fast approaching, and Honor have not cleared out a single player. The stuns will come on in, and the first engagements will be taken, but they need to get these frags or force these players away. Oreo will begin. There's the kill. Ferda the second onto Spirits, and that is a job well done. Kool-Aid nearly getting a kill there onto Oreo, but he'll circumvent that hatch, and all of a sudden, Honor find themselves with map control, with time to work with, and with a man advantage.
Towards the beginning of the round, they almost looked a little bit indecisive, but as soon as they really put their minds to it and focused on that upstairs, they crushed the opposition. It's a 3 versus 5 for Sonar, Kool-Aid, and Eska to fight their way out of, and the angles are being held by the attackers. Sonar nearly gets picked off in security, and Kool-Aid is forced to start to come back to site, but he's not only worried about the doorway, he's got to worry about the floor holes as well. Surf is finally going to get finished off by Eska, so that's 1 trade back in PB's favor, but there's still people on the top floor Eska has to worry about. No one going for the direct trade just yet. In comes the site push. Sonar cuts down 1, but there's 2 refrags the way of Honor. It's just Kool-Aid in a 1 versus 3. Plant going down from Pox. He's got pings, but is it gonna be enough? 3 seconds left. He can't deny, and Ferda hit the deck. He's gonna take the head right off the Maestro, and Honor, for the first time since round number 1, are gonna take the lead.
Honor continuing that aggression, continuing that exceptional play style that we've seen so far from them. And that's going to force Parabellum to take a timeout here. They are going to really think about what just happened. They don't want to wait till match point. And I got to agree with that strategy call. It's 5-4. You're not in dire straits just yet. But if you lose one more round, that is exactly where you will be. Honor in round number 9. I mean, there was nothing out of the ordinary about that attack. They started off slow. They couldn't quite figure out what they wanted to do. And even that initial part of the roam clear, probably a little slower than you would have liked. But when they made that decision, when they committed, it was exceptional. I mean, they walked on through. They got 2 kills immediately. And every time Parabellum tried to bounce back and get a kill of their own, that aggression continued to be punished. Honor not only took that control, but they used it to their advantage. They got in that bomb site and they got that bomb down. And that is simply a beautiful, beautiful take against an incredibly tough defense to go up against.
Yeah, it seemed, again, like Honor were a little bit indecisive going into Parabellum's hold. Because when Parabellum, you know, when they've got a hold like that, you can bet that Penguin's got a lot of stuff accounted for. But once Honor are finally like, all right, boys, you know what? We got to stop mulling about. We got to stop screwing around. We got to take this control. They just walked in. And it really just didn't seem like Parabellum had any answer. And by that time, I mean, with how much vertical play that the attack had established, and with how far afield a lot of those anchors were from Kitchen after they being pushed off, Honor were free to take that control. They went 1-for-1 with Sonar, and there you go. Sight is yours. Now they lead by 1 round. Parabellum are going to go back down to the basement. And I mean, out of that standard 3-site rotation, Laundry is the only one that they've been successful on. And they are going to need that success to rear its head again if they want any hope of taking full 3 points.
Well, Parabellum are going to go back downstairs here now that the site has been unlocked. Dorm's unsuccessful, meeting unsuccessful. So they'll try to head back to the site that did work out well for them in their first defensive round. They're going to pull out the Echo this time, which is a bit of a change. Change comes on the side of Honor as well. You're combining the Yana with the Lion instead of just one or the other here. I'm trying to think, what are they missing out on? The Nomad is what Pox was on last time, especially when they attacked basement. The Capital is something Parabellum brought. So first time I think we're seeing Pox on this particular role tonight, but something that they may use to get a bit more aggressive. I mean, look at this. Surf is already down the freezer stairs. They forced 1 player back, a pre-fire from Surf, and it will work. Eska says goodbye in this round. The opening kill onto the Malusi. Surf playing insanely aggressive, but it pays off huge.
That's a big pick. Eska going down. He is a power player for Parabellum, and he might have even had a C4 in pocket. So that's -1 explosive. Penguin now the only one with a nitro cell. And Honor, I mean, getting a first pick within the minute, that allows you to slow down and take your time and know that, okay, something on the site, somewhere, is going to have an opening that we can exploit because they do not have their 5-man. They've already established freezer presence. They're going to go ahead and start opening up Laundry. I believe they have E-Box open as well. So once again, Honor are going to start pretty spread out, but I imagine soon enough we'll start to see them consolidate towards one area of the site.
Honor trying to figure out if there's anything going on this Laundry side in terms of this defense, but with the Mira ban, this generally is a lot easier to get done than it would be otherwise. Unfortunately for them, they'll lose Ferda in the process on that freezer take. It's the Echo. It's Kool-Aid who pops on up and claims that kill. So good work there, but needs to be careful to stay alive here for these closing moments. The E1D scan now goes out as Honor continue to use that to take this map control. It will spot out somebody over in that closet, but Kool-Aid doesn't seem to mind. He'll find another, but unfortunately gets caught out on the retreat, and Surf will punish him. There goes your Echo. You still have 2 smokes, so some semblance of plant denial still remains, but only 3 players left to defend this site. Oh, there's Spirits. He'll go for a trade with Surf. They'll go 1-for-1. Spirits actually gets 2 as Oreo will fall. That's going to leave Surf alone. He'll see 1 pop on up. That's Penguin as the Goyo shield explodes. Penguin will retreat and tuck in a corner, and he'll get a crossfire with his teammate. An excellent headshot there. Parabellum tie things up.
That was a little bit scary with Surf's attack from Laundry, getting 3 kills. But Kool-Aid bringing things back. I'm sure his team lost the initial pick, but going 2 for 1 like that to tie up the man count, and then Spirits holding on to Freezer after his teammate dies, leaving Surf in a 1vx. And that was a mean crossfire being held by Parabellum. As soon as Penguin knew he was stuck in that corner, he calls Spirits. He's like, Spirits, help me. Over by long hallway. Even if Surf got one there, the other defender was very close in range to find the final frag. Parabellum tie us up. 5-5. This game, very tightly contested. And we're going to go back to dorms, a site that Parabellum had lost the previous attempt. They had a very interesting castle strategy with people below, and the master wall, the games wall, half open, which they are going to be going for once again. I lied. Sonar opened it and then reinforced it. I can't believe I just got jebaited. Did I just get jebaited again? Okay. They are going to open the games wall. Right? No one reinforced it. All right. They're going to leave it. The one change I can finally highlight, now that I'm not distracted by Sonar opening the wall, is Frost. Penguin has a shield. He's got those Frost mats. I'm wondering where he's going to put them. So I know he's got one under the armory window. Okay. The other times they've defended with this setup, they full reinforce that wall onto the main stairs, like into Master. Okay, one goes pit. And they play, like, one guy behind the Goyo shield on Master, watching the doorway to the balcony. One guy in closet, holding onto, like, big window with the long angle. That makes sense where this Frost mat is going. They're actually opening that, and I wonder, is someone going to actually play in armory to help Penguin?
I mean, generally, if you see that games wall open towards closet, you've got to play an armory. Otherwise, you're giving up. Otherwise, there's really no point, right? Because if you do want to play in closet or play around that position, you need that crossfire through the soft wall and Master. I wonder if we're soon to see that angle established now. But you got to support your teammate from there. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see that happening, but it's another one of those high-risk, high-reward plays. You see it more in the APAC region, this type of strategy, and we're going to have to see how Parabellum implement this well right now. It seems that Honor, they're making quick work of this, and they're applying a lot of pressure, at least to the site, at a very early stage in this round. This may force Parabellum to shift things up. Maybe they're going to pull those players back from that armory side. They don't want to heavily commit to closet as much as they would otherwise, but right now at least seems that things are proceeding relatively standard. Honor a bit slow as always to get open this attic wall, but finally we can see Oreo rotating around to get that done while the pressure from this big window continues to build. You'll have a Yana drone jump on in to figure out what you're dealing with there, and finally Oreo will secure this rotation joined by Surf to build this attic pressure. Stuns go in to burn that utility, and a nade quickly follows.
Eska, who was on the flank by Tower, he's get spotted out by Surf, and they will exchange a few blows, but there's Spirits! There's actually a double flank! He'll get that kill! And now one of your Tower players is dead. Oreo is stranded inside of attic with nowhere to go. No, actually, he's outside. I didn't know he was on Saddle. I thought he actually walked into attic. That is my mistake. But there's actually 3 kills in a row! Kool-Aid with 2 and Spirits with his second. The entire push completely shut down. I don't even know where Kool-Aid was playing. Oh, he's Pox in a 1v5. Parabellum, whenever they bring out these really interesting strategies, it's always, you know, arguably more interesting is the way teams decide to handle it. But the big window white take is obviously, you know, a circumnavigation that Parabellum had accounted for, and Eska playing aggressively in Master finishes off Pox. A complete shutout from Parabellum puts them on match point.
Parabellum in Challenger League, I mean, it's not only is it great to watch, but you get to see, like you said, how teams try to adapt to the big Penguin brain that we see on display pretty much every single time we see Parabellum play. I mean, the innovation and the strat making here, it is exceptional to witness, and it is very hard to walk into a setup that you've seen maybe once in your life as an attacking team, not only determining what's going on, but then figuring out on the fly how to deal with it. And so just like you said, Harrison, to circumvent it, they didn't want to have to worry about it. They said, you know what? I want nothing to do with the Master. I want nothing to do with Armory. Let's just go in White Stairs. Let's just go in Big Window. Parabellum. They saw that one coming. They knew, wait a second here. Oh, I don't see anybody pressuring on this Master side. That suggests they're trying to avoid this. They don't want to go through this big brain cocktail that we've whipped up over here. So a great reaction from them to counter Honor, trying to counter Parabellum. So a lot of countering going back and forth, and it is really great to see that sort of level of thinking here in this type of a match. And not only has that given Parabellum their first successful Dorms defense, it's given them the round they need to retake the lead, move ahead to match point, and now Honor are the ones fighting from the back foot.
Yeah, Parabellum taking 2 in a row. They're looking for that perfect site rotation in order to take the full 3 points. And you mentioned the big Penguin brain. Did I ever tell you, do you know Penguin lucid dreams a free cam?
What?
Because we don't, so you know how we don't have a free cam in Siege?
Right.
Penguin will lucid dream a free cam to find spots in maps.
Wow.
He also, like, I know sometimes, like, he'll think of a strat, like, when he showers, and, like, hurry up and finish just to write it down. That's the kind of IGL that you're dealing with if you're Honor right now. You're dealing with the guy that lucid dreams his own free cam. Like, I don't know how you can test that. But, I mean, that's just the way Penguin thinks. Eska's going to take a lot of early damage, though. I believe that was from Oreos. Eska is the man inside of kids' dorms. Luckily, you know, Eska's still got support, and he's not the only man up here, but should that similar flood we saw from Honor on the top floor come through again, you know, you need every bit of HP you can get. They'll drone through, they'll spot the copious amounts of utility protecting this shield, and now Ferda knows, all right, we're going to need a lot of burn if you want to take this shield out. Surf has already ascended the White Stairs, so he's got the crossfire as well. And I'm really interested to see if Parabellum are going to be ready for this Honor Blitz.
At least they'll have some idea what they're dealing with. Honor as well. The first nade will come on up, but it will quickly be burned.
What?
There was no really burn that went on through before that, so...
Yeah, he saw the ADSs.
Yeah. Wasted nade for sure.
All right.
But the good thing is you have 2 more.
Oh!
3 more. But you're not going to have Surf anymore as a perfect C4 comes down raid. That was a pretty funny one. As Surf falls, Honor now find themselves on the back foot, but they have done a good bit of damage to Parabellum here. Pox is going to be constantly pressuring this dining door. This is the same thing we saw from Pox last time, while all the action is really unfolding upstairs. This is where the clear is going down, and for Honor, it is more than successful. They found 1, now 2 kills, but Kool-Aid with a beautiful one-tap onto the head of Pox to quickly neutralize.
That was disgusting! What the hell, Jameson? And I mean, if you're gonna even it up on what could be the final round, I guess that's the way to do it. It's Oreo, Ferda, and Axe against Kool-Aid, Penguin, and Sonar in a 3 versus 3. 30 seconds left for this attack to make its move. Ferda above, Overwatch on the hatch. Axe and Oreo trying to push down the hallway past security. They know there's a man on Freezer, but no, Oreo actually turns his back, and so does Axe. Ferda only gets 1 refrag for his trouble. It's him stuck in a 1 versus 2. The time is dwindling. He's got to fight against the 81. He's able to find the headshot, but Penguin has escaped. He's holding the hatch. The triple kill from Ferda. Will it be enough? Can he turn it into a quad? There's only 2 seconds. There's no hope for the Sienna. No, he can't get through the rotate. Defeated by a bugged wall. Honor go down, and Parabellum secure the victory 7-5.